Akko here again. Welcome back to FTB Direwolf20 1.7.10, episode 44, I think. I'm starting down here again by my ME controller setup. I've changed things around a little bit after comments from last episode. Thank you very much for letting me be a being a sounding board to bounce my ideas off. The things I mentioned last episode, I've got some feedback. An explosion then. Does that explode here? Well, that was. I got some feedback via comments which helped me kind of think what I want to do with stuff. So I've decided to just have each colour for each floor, which means I need to add 2 more colours for each of these. I put little slopes down here as well, so I'd actually keep falling through the hole there that was there. So the lime green is now the east wing, floor 1. So there's just 6 rooms there, and with the ground floor I've got an extra P2P coming off, one for the southeast reactor, one for the northeast reactor. That's reactors 1 and 4. So what I was actually using, I was using 30 of the 32 channels on this. What I've done is I've tapped in up to there, and then the cable runs along just above this block to near where the door is, and then there's another P2P there. So I've got a channel going up each side, which has got the 6. Let me go up there. So what I've got is behind here. Let me break that really quick. That's the easiest way of doing it. So that cable, we've got 5 floors, yeah. Well, 6 floors, but this bottom one hasn't got any A on it at all. So we've got 5 floors. So 5 floors, 6 rooms is 30. So I've got 30 P2P tunnels into each of the rooms up there, which left me 2 channels. So I've got one coming this way, which comes off here, and all I've got on this isn't much really. I've got the 6 terminals in the corridors, because of course that is on the ground floor as well. I've got a terminal, so there's 6 channels off that. And then what I've got is, if we come into where the reactor is, so I've gone straight up there where there was an outside cable before, yeah. So there's a dense cable that goes right up the wall there, and then about here somewhere, facade, there it is, cable facade, it comes across and into the tower. So if I step into here, oops, wrong floor, there we go, step into here, it comes into here. So I've got 1 channel being used there, so there's 7, and then 2 channels being used here, 8, 9. So I'm using 9 of the other 32 of that. So this is the lime green channel 8, if you will. P2P tunnel 8 comes across to here. So I'm only using 9 of it, so I've got some more to use there if I can. But as you can see, this reactor is now running using, well, it's not running because it's turned off, but this reactor is now onto the A system. So it's getting to the point where the only Ender IO conduits I've got are power, and everything else, this is not connected at the minute, but everything, all the Ender IO item conduit is going for, because I want it to be all on E, just because if I'm going big style on E, I might as well actually go big style on I. So yeah, so every corridor has got a terminal, and a bit of overkill, every room's got a terminal as well. So that's what I've been doing with that. So we've got lime green room. Lime green is east floor 1, pink is east floor 2, light grey, no, that's normal grey, east floor 3, light grey, east floor 4. And then what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have another 8 P2Ps, well 6 really if I wanted to, but I might as well do 8. Another 8 for floor 5, another 8 for floor 6. So we need floor 5 and floor 6 over this side as well. Getting busy, innit? Getting very busy. So yeah, that's I think I'm going to do it. Everything's a work in progress. I put a crafting terminal in here just so I've got one. I kind of like it on a little platform. I've got it on a little platform thing, like it's a table. I kind of like that. And as you can see, I have just named each of these advanced info panels with what each room's going to be. So that's all I've done down here. What I'm actually thinking of doing is putting a quantum bridge in here, and I'll show you for why in a minute. Before we do that though, I just want to show you what else I've changed. Again, after the last video, so that was just general comments. Comment from G-Man after the last video stated, I said I had 20 of these in each room, and he said why not 32 or 64, as I'm always going on that base 8 is better than base 10. And yeah, I think he was right, so I've changed it. Because I wanted to power all these, I've actually made the power come from the extra utilities pipes as well now. So what we've got a cover there, and I've got a energy transfer node with a bit of energy pipe. You can see it coming up there. Bit of energy pipe. So this pipe is also, as well as putting the stuff in and out, it's also powering these, which is very nice. So there's no Ender.io power conduit in these rooms apart from up these. So we actually switch to extra utilities power once we get into the room. Let me just cover that back up with a cover, which these are covered with covers, which is also nice. One little gripe I've got with Ender.io facades is they're really hard to break. So when you break and replace stuff as much as I do, it gets on my nerves a little bit. That there's nothing that can fast break them that I know of anyway. So I've got 64 sag mills in here. If I want to sag mill something, let's have a look. Let's get some Satus quartz dust. Got 731 of it already. Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it? So craftable. Let's have another 512 of that. What you're going to see here is all these machines nice and quickly. I didn't even fill them all because it's not. Well, it does. But there we go. That is coming in as quick as it can and going out as quick as it can. So what I've got is a massive throughput capability, more than I'll ever need anyway. So I kind of like the way that looks as well. Just like nothing going on. And there we go. That's 512 of them. So if we're looking here now, stored craftable. We've got 500 of them done in like 20 seconds, whatever it was. Very nice. So I've done that for there. I've also done it for the sag mills in here, and I'm also in the process of doing it for the alloying sag mills in here. So that's a 20 that was there. What I need to do is make another 44 alloy smelters. Another 44 of them made, and it's having to craft energetic alloy, so we should see some action in here. So it needs to craft energetic alloy if it's going to work. Are you going to work? I wonder if it does. Have I got everything set off right? Don't seem to have, do I? Because that doesn't seem to be pushing stuff into there. And it should be, because I've requested it. I have to investigate that. Doesn't seem to be working. Is it on the crafting thing over here? Oh no, did I even ask it to craft? Oh, it's already made me him. Okay, that was quick, wasn't it? Jesus. It happened that quick, I didn't even see it. So I need to put them into that room, and then these 3 rooms are completely finished then. So total overkill, but 64 sag mills and 128 alloy smelters. 64 set for furnace and 64 set for alloys, which is kind of cool. One other thing I've done in this as well is with the sag mills you get bonus materials for having dark steel balls in there. So what I've done, let me just put these down real quick. So I'm not just talking, I'm actually making something, not that I'm actually making it, because I'm going to do the rest of this later. What I need to do with this to get it completely finished up and running, make 44 more octadics. So that'll take a little while to get some more glowstone. I need to automate that Britannia glowstone duping. What I need to do is put an octadic into each of these and change it so that they're alloys only, and get a hyper rationing pipe on the back, and then they're all good to go as well, so that I'll be able to craft 64 things at a time, which is very nice. Still not done anything with the rest of these. Yeah, the other thing I have done in this room here with the sag mills is I've had another ME interface here, and in it I've put a config to keep dark steel balls in here. So I've put a pattern for dark steel balls into the molecular assemblers. So there's 2 ways I could have done this. I could have done this with a pattern in there, but then that only creates stuff on demand. So if something else is requesting it, so doing it like this, it keeps a stock of these in here. So it's keeping 5 in there, which in turn is keeping 64 in there. So this transfer node is just pushing into these again. Because dark steel balls cannot go into this slot, what that's doing is just keeping one dark steel ball in there all the time. So all of these have got the extra bonus processing. See their main output 150%, bonus output 200%, power reduction 30%. So all 64 of these have always got one dark steel ball in there as well. Very nice and easy to set up. So we've got ME interface, just reminding from last time, to push in things with crafting patterns into this strong box, which then go into there, like the Certus quartz that we just pushed in there to make into dust. We've got the storage bus that I can add all the ores to that I want to once I turn my reactors, my laser drills back on. This transfer node pushes one thing into each of these because of the hyper rationing. This retrieval node pulls things out the back. I've got a speed upgrade in there, I've got a stack upgrade in there as well, just because with a bonus things that it produces, you get, like, say coal, you get, I'll show you, it's easier. Cool. Let's process some coal. Can I put all that in there at once? No, doesn't seem to be working. I'm trying to do shift control and click. There we go. Banged all that in there. What you should see is all these lighting up at some point. And come on. See, it's taking in turn putting them in, so it does a little bit of a delay. But you can see there we're getting 3 here. So rather than having it pull one at a time, I've got that stack upgrade in there, so it pulls out whatever's in there. And then it cycles through them all and pulls out again. So what you should be seeing in this retrieval node is a load of action. There you go, look. Nice load of action as it's searching all them inventories. And as you can see, all that coal has just been processed. Sweet! Now, I was going to do Certus quartz in this, but if you look at Certus quartz, if we're processing that Certus quartz, or all my Certus quartz I want to turn into dust, and if you use the sag mill, you get crystals and dust. We get that bonus though, don't we? So I probably should do it in this. But then I'll probably end up grinding all that into dust anyway. But we get 2 and then the bonus, so yeah, I should probably do it all through here anyway. So at some point what I'm going to do is let's start adding things to this like that. That won't plug in at the minute because it's already in a storage. Any new Certus quartz that comes into the system, what I'm going to have to do at some point is put that unprocessed ores cell into the MEIO port there, set it to put into the system, and then it'll put it all through there once I've set that up. So that's the thing to do off camera as well. I guess this is turning into another episode where I just talk about stuff. What I want to do, and this was suggested by Jack, one of my commenters, subscribers after the last video, is about this area. And he suggested this area should be for my drives and stuff like that, which I think is a really good idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 8 crafting in here, and the 3 that I've got I'm going to put into here, I think. So I've already got 3 down there, if you remember. I've set up 8 more. Well, I've started to set up 8 more. So I'm going to have, it looks like 11 crafting CPUs. So this floor is going to be full of crafting CPUs. And I think I'm going to do a quantum bridge connecting this wing, if you will. So just so you know what it looks like from outside, we're talking about this part of the factory. This little wing here, that's got my bedroom up on top. Right, I'm going to have all drives and stuff down below this. So, first floor there. Not sure with this floor. I skipped this floor when I put them crafting CPUs in, because I like this room here. I might make it into like a toilet just so it looks like a real building, because there's not a single toilet in this whole place. But, I might put more crafting things down here. I might even bring the molecular assembler things across here at some point. But I'm going to have that floor full of them. And then this floor, what I want to actually do is I want to have it full of ME chests. And I want to have rows of ME chests. It's going to be quite heavy on channels. I want to have rows of ME chests with a single 64K drive in each chest, with a single item in each 64K drive, with a storage monitor above it. So this will just be rows of chests each with one thing in it. So I'll have one chest with a 64K drive with all my iron ingots with a storage mount above. It's going to be a lot of channels, so I need to get more channels across here. Rather than do it by running cable under the floor, I thought about doing a quantum bridge, so I can just connect P2P to the quantum bridge under here, because I'm never going to struggle for power, am I? And then do it over there. So what I should do actually then is let's get on with that. I think the first thing I need to do is I need to change this, don't I, up here. I need to change this thing. So what do I need to change this to? I'm just going to start trashing stuff if I do this. Condenser, that's what I want. So I need to change that for now to start making me. Look at that shit. It turns out I didn't need to do that at all because there was already enough stored in that to get me to. Oh, bugger me. Look at that. That's alright, isn't it? A bit of a bonus there. I already had, because that was all backed up and that was full, then there was enough stuff in there to make 2 singularities. So I've already got that, which is nice. Bonus. And what I need then is I need 16 of these things. So I'll put in, yeah, I'll go add patterns for that because it's going to be easier. I'll add a pattern for the energy cells because I've not got, and I'll get 16 of them made, and I need 2 of these quantum link chambers which need fluix pearls. So I've got some patterns to make. I'll get them made and then we'll work out where they're going to go, and I'm going to start migrating all these storage cells into 1K drives. I'm going to keep some in here. I'm going to keep these ones in here, the ones that I've got mixed stuff in, but all the ones like these ones that I've got just one thing in anyway. So that's a 64K drive just with copper ingots. I'm going to put them in a chest each. First thing to do though is to get all them crafting CPUs online up there. Right, get some patterns in, get these bits made. See you in a minute. Right then, crafting patterns added. I can now request 2 quantum link chambers. Should come pretty quick, and 16 of them quantum rings. So, oh damn, let's go sort that out. So yeah, this side of the factory has been just really left alone for a while because it gives me the stuff I need without me having to come and actually do anything. I've got a lot of glowstone there, so let's not bother doubling any up just yet. As long as I've got at least one in there, I can sort that out later on. Yeah, I do need to really automate that to keep it, to maintain a stock of glowstone and stuff in here. So let's try that again. Why have you not crafted? Yeah. What are we waiting on? Scheduled. 5 of them. Stored. Scheduled. Okay. I think we're waiting on fluix dust. No, 168. Oh, we're waiting on pure fluix because we're waiting for it to grow in the crystal growth thing over there, of course. So quantum, 16 of these, like so. So they should come in pretty quick. And what I also need is a bit of tiny TNT. So we'll get one of them made. And if I remember rightly, all we need to do with these guys is chuck them in a hole together with some of that. I don't know if this has changed since day 1, so I'm just going to wing it here and see. This might have changed. I might have to cut in a minute and find out the new way of doing this if it has changed. But before, I shall have to make an ethereal bloom for there. Before, all you have to do with this, what do I mind blowing up? It's tiny TNT, so it shouldn't make much of a big deal. Screw it, let's do it on the grass. If I put this down here, if I take my magnet ring off a minute, so I don't have to keep pressing shift, and put a lever there, put these 2 down next to it. Is that all I have to do? To quantum entangle them? And no, it's not, because they're exactly the same. Right, I'll find out how you do that now. I'm sure that's how you used to do it, but they don't look entangled to me. In fact, aha, ender dust. Right. Oh, okay. So I only need one of them. Making a mess of it all. making a mess of it all. So I need an ender pearl. I need another tiny TNT. So I need to make this into ender dust, I presume by grindstone, so I'm sure that I should be able to put it through. Yeah, pulverizer or sag mill perhaps. No sag mill? Yep, sag mill, right. So let's jump up here and just chuck it in one of these. There we go, I've got two of them. And make a bit more of a mess out here. So try that again. So one of them, and the lever. Is that going to work? Pop. Quantum entangled singularity. There we go. So now they are going to they're what tells it the link chamber to link to another one of the same thing. I will tidy that up off camera in a moment. Let's see if our bits here are made. So 16 of them, wonderful. 2 of them, wonderful. So the first set of this I need to put is down here, and I'm hoping I can actually wire this correctly and have it where I want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go there. So I'm going to put that there. I'll put 8 of these around it. And once there's 8 of these around this, it should form into a like multi-block. Like that. Sweet. And I believe if I click on that, do I get an inventory? Or do I just click on another thing? I get an inventory. Okay. There we go. So that goes in there. And then up in the office block over there, I need to put the matching one. Now to get power to this, or to get a link to this, what exactly do I want to do with this? I've got them ones free there. So I could just like go like that, and then I've got 32 channels coming out the other end of that, I guess. Don't want more than 42 channels coming out of it though. I'm guessing I probably do. Suppose I could go like that and have it kind of looks alright, doesn't it? So is that going to give me 128 channels up in the office block? I think it is. I don't know. I have to see. So I guess what I need to do next is work out exactly where I want to put this up there, and then connect something up to it to see if it actually connects to the network. So I guess I'll connect one of the crafting things to it, get some cable sorted, I'll run the cable, I'll be back when I put it together, and we'll see if it works. Alright then, little working out with a few things, and first up, making that singularity. I'm pretty sure I actually used that ender dust before in 1.6.4, so I did actually forget how to do it, not just had to relearn it. It wasn't nothing new, I don't think. So I've changed these for dense cables, which I think is going to give me that 128. Obviously I had thin cables on there, didn't I? I had normal smart cables, which was 8, 16, 32 channels. So that should give me 128 channels, I think, which should be enough. If it isn't, I can always add some P2Ps around here, coming up to that. And in theory, well, quite tidily, I could 1, 2, 3, 4 into there, so 4, 8, 12. I could get a lot of P2Ps into it if I need to. I don't actually think I'm going to need to, so I'm going to leave it like that for now, and I may change that at a future date. So if we come across here, I'm going to have to sort the lighting out in this place, because it's all just torches from when I made it. And I don't know if I should have used this floor. I'm tempted to actually put the thing in there, the quantum link chamber. Well, I've got it at the minute is, I've just got it here, because I wanted to make sure it worked. Now, one thing I was missing was, this doesn't need power, but it does need bootstrapping. So first of all, I got a tesseract right next to it, and that didn't work. And then I realised that what I'm going to need is an energy acceptor. So tesseract, energy acceptor, gives it some power. You see it's lit up now, so now I can get rid of that, because now it's bootstrapped. This has got the other quantum entangled singularity in it, of course. Because that's been bootstrapped and is now powered, then, oh cool, got some cable there, don't need to make any more just yet, then it's going to work. which is very nice. So I can bring them same 128 channels off here. I'm going to have to move that because I put that in a terrible place, really, to get the cables out of it. So yeah, we'll be moving that in just a second. What I'm going to do for now, though, just to see if this connects up and it's all working okay, I'm going to run that over there, just into the top of that in a minute, like so. And we should see one channel on there, which we've got in a minute. So what do I need for each one of these then? I've got 2, so I need 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ah, it's lit up. Cool. Exactly what I wanted to see. So that is lit up. So we are connected. Excellent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. 11 for each of them. Let's get 32 going. So into here, co-processors. Gonna take a while, of course. And 32. And I haven't named any of these, have I? Co-processors 13. That's the one I want to use in it. Co-processors 13, cool. The thing it's going to take a while to craft, of course, is the pure. I've just crafted 512 pure sets, but it's going to wait for the way I've got things crafting. It's always waiting for the crystal growth. I may have to change that so it keeps a stock of like 1,000, and then I won't have to worry about that. This, while we're waiting, I shall change to red. My paintball applicator. So we only need 8 channels off this, because there's only going to be 8 channels over there, yeah. And yeah, like I say, I'm not exactly sure where I want all this placing yet. This room ain't going to use a lot of channels. It's the other room that's going to use quite a lot. But I think I might have to add P2P to if I do the chest thing. So if you picture this room with just like a row of 16 chests. 16 chests, you're going to need dense cable. Well, I don't know if it's worth doing. It's just, it might look pretty cool. It might look, for the amount of extra stuff that it needs, it might only look very average. So there we go. That's crafting them. I shall come back when this is done, so I'm going to say after we're waiting for them. That's going to take a while. And I'll build all these up. And I'll have a think about where exactly I want that thing. Yeah. And we're back, and I have filled all these out in here. These 3 are not connected yet, but they're exactly the same. So I've actually got 11 that are all the same. They've all got 5, 10, 11, 12, 13 core processors, 164K storage unit, and a crafting monitor. And as you can see, we have got issues. A couple of issues. One is I stopped and restarted my server, and this had no power. So I'm going to need to keep some kind of... there's a bit of a clue what we're going to be getting into in just a minute. I need some kind of power onto this to start it up when the server starts, it seems. So I've left that there for now. At the minute this is working, and I've got 8 lots of crafting to do, so I'm going to leave that for now and work out what to do with this later on. Pardon me. This is an issue. I've got there dark steel balls stuck, and the reason why I've got that stuck is because of how I've got the alloys crafting set up. Someone kindly mentioned this on the last video, and I didn't really realise until too late that this is not a good setup that I've got, because things get stuck. So I've not actually connected any of them yet, because we're going to have to change around what we're doing here, and we're going to have to use Steve's Factory Manager. If I run along all these, what we should find is, there we go, in one I have got iron and obsidian, and in another we're going to have a bit of coal somewhere. There it is. In another we've got a bit of coal. So it hasn't worked because it's put stuff in different ones. In fact, more than one slot there, look. So we've got 2 and 2. So that is an issue, isn't it? This don't work. It kind of almost works. Got one of there that time. It nearly always works. When we've got 64, it's not going to work so well. So what I'm going to do is I need to run a bit of inventory cable across all of these. I want to be able to see the machine still. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some of these guys. Transforming cable camouflage. She's a double-sided camouflage with a sticky piston. That is two normal camouflage with iron bars, and that is inventory cable with 3 types of wool. So I'm going to get them created. We'll have 64 of them across all the front of these, and with them transforming cable camouflage, we'll be able to make them invisible. Then what we're going to do is just make this episode a little bit long. Is I'm going to need several of these guys. Let's just start with these 3 for now. And what we're going to have is we're going to have one of these recipes in each of these chests over here. The thing is, I'm not really making many of these things much. Certainly making dark steel though, because of the steel balls. But for them two, probably these not so much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have one of each, and because the way I'm doing it with this as well, I should also be able to do the Endarium blend. So that'll be certainly getting done because I'm using Steve's Factory Manager, I can specify how many of each thing goes in. So we'll be able to do that multiple on the tin. So I'm going to have one of these each, one of these, yeah. And at some point we're going to have a fact machine inventory manager, which I'm probably going to put right there. Oh, I would pick a bloody light, wouldn't I? All the things to pick. We're going to have that right there. In fact, I'm probably going to have it right there. Yeah. Oh no, I'm not. Balls. Look at wheeler before I break blocks. And this is going to control what we're going to do in here. It's going to be a little complex, but I just wanted to tell you about the inventory cable. So when I come back, these will all have an inventory cable in front of them, but they'll be camouflaged. So we do that by having, we're going to have a separate little trigger over here with 2 camouflage updaters. There. And it's easy to make 2, and what we're going to have in one of them, we're going to have update bounds with all these set to 0. And what that's going to do is make any of the blocks we select in there, which will be all the transforming cable clusters. It's going to set them all to invisible because we've set that bounds to 0. And we're going to have another one that's got the same blocks, update bound left at 32, so we can, just by changing that there, decide whether we want stuff to have it all invisible or to have it all visible, so I'll bring it all back. So when I come back, I'll have that bit done, and I'll start doing a bit of the stuff for this bit. Basically what we're going to have is a condition that says if there's an item in the strong box that makes this, so for example, if in this strong box there is energetic alloy and ender pearls, then we are going to tell it to put, we're going to do a for each loop for all these 64 alloy smelters, and we're going to tell it to put 1 of each in. So if we ask for 64, it should do 1 in each 64. Okay then, I think I've got this sussed, and that's just showing a bit weird. I have just crafted 44 octadics for these using this, and it didn't trip over each other. Of course, octadics need both energetic and vibrant, so that's all good. And none of it tripped over it, and I noticed it also did some dark steel while it was doing it. So I think it's all working as I want it to. So what I should have in here now is 44 octadics, which I've got them all, excellent. And I've got no things in any of these. That cleared itself of the ingredients for vibrant, and that cleared itself of the ingredients for energetic. So what I need to do at some point is put 1 of each of these into all these that I haven't got them, because not all these have got these in yet. It makes it a little bit slow at the minute. It's very expensive all this, where I'm doing this, but it's all fun. That's got 1. Okay, and I'll do the rest later. So, right, what have I got? That's my screen up to now, and there's the 3 things. What I've done, I've started using command groups and group nodes. This is something you've not seen me do before, because I've never really sussed out how to use them before. I suppose the first thing we should look at is a camo. So this is a command group. All a command group is, you can open it up, and inside it you can have a little set of stuff away from your main screen to keep your main screen clean. So as I said earlier, all we've got is 2 conditions here. It's just manual. You can do this with redstone if you want, so you can just do it with a lever to turn the camo on and off. But basically what I've got is, if I switch that to that, then all these appear. So this was actually a little bit more expensive than I thought it would be, because each one of these needed an advanced cable cluster. So advanced cable cluster there, uses a cable cluster and 8 cables. That is for ender pearls and a cable, so it's 9 inventory cables and ender pearl for each of them. So that's like 64 plus 7 plus another 4, so 75 I think I've used. So 75 of them and then 75 of these. So 75 pistons, 150 of them, 150 of them, and 150 of the wools. Now the wools, because of the crafting patterns I've made, it can be any colour. If you do it all at once and there's none in the thing, it does it okay, I think. But if you want to do like, if you've already got some coloured wool in there, it'll use that to make the other coloured wool. It makes a bit of a mess of it. So I had to take all the different colours of wool out, then do it, and it worked alright. Getting sidetracked, you don't really need to know about that, but a little bit expensive. Anyway, that's all them, and all we do is to break that block and crash. That's clicking the factory manager with my pick. Does that sometimes, don't know why, so I'll do it with that instead. Oh dear, didn't like that either. Give me something normal I can click on that with. So okay, didn't like that. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of my map as well. Tidy the screen up. I'm going to do it with a bare hand, just to make sure there's no issues. So switch that back to there, and all it does is, like I said earlier, because I've got the bound set to 0 there instead of 32, then, so all I've clicked is blocks, and I've gone with select all, just select all tab there, because all you can camouflage is the transforming cable camouflage, and I want them all camouflaging, so all you've got to do is click all, and then bounds, click update bounds there, and then change them to 0 like that. So I'm just clicking on it and pressing backspace, and there you go, that's how you camouflage it all. Nice and tidy. That just leaves you your machine inventory manager block. Next we've got a variable. Now for this you create 2. The first one that you create will be white, and in that you want to add your containers. So all I've done there is I have gone into here and I have typed in alloy, and then I've clicked all, so it's selected all 64 of the alloy smelters. So that's all you do for that one. In this second one, all you do is you change it to orange. So the white is the white is the group and the orange is the elements within it. So it's a group of all the alloy smelters, and then the orange is check each of the alloy smelters in that group. Yeah, hope that makes sense. It's jumping my camera all over the screen. So then all we do over here is we do a trigger, we do a for each, and then we don't have to do anything in this for each. All we do is we have to have a for each, because the for each basically says for each of the orange things in that white group, check it. So that's what we're doing. And then we've got some command groups here. So the first one, if we're looking at, is basically what you do with these is, I'll make a fresh one actually, come out of here, I'll do a fresh one. So that camo can go over there. I'll just rename that camo so I know what it was. They can stay up there. So basically you create a command group, like so, and then you go inside it. And then inside your command group you need 2 group nodes. And they're both like that to start with. What you want to do is you want to change one to an output. So the input one has a node off the bottom. So that's how you get input into your group, and your output's got a node on the top. So that's your output from the group. So in there you can add your things. So we could have a input and an output in here, like that. Input does something to output, and if you come back out here you'll see that this, if we make that small again, oh wait, I don't want to do that, we'll see that it's got an input and an output. So that's the input node that we had in there, and the output node. So basically that's all you're doing. So you need to have so that's the input that gives you the tab on the outer bit. Yeah, so it just keeps things a bit tidier. So let's get rid of that. So that's all I've done here. So instead of, I didn't do that, did I? Can I do that? No. Delete each one of them in 10. So all I've done here is I've created a group node, I've named it for what I want to make, and then inside each group node, they're all pretty much the same. We've got an input node, so we've got a tab on the outside of it to connect to. We've got a condition, and the condition for the vibrant says in Strongbox that's placed at Z811, is there any energetic alloy and ender pearls? Because the one at Z, put my map back on to show you, the one at Z811, you can see on my map, under my map there, is the one with the ME interface with the vibrant alloy in it. So if we request any vibrant alloy from the system, it will chuck in energetic alloys and ender pearls into here. So we're saying if there's any energetic alloy and ender pearl in there, yeah, if there's any that and that, it requires both of them. If there's any of them in there, then from Z811, target them there, take the energetic alloy and the ender pearl, and output it to, click on the variables and click on the orange. So output it to the orange variables, which is all the alloy smelters. And for this, we want to do a whitelist, put in your energetic alloy and your ender pearl again, and then right click on that and specify 1. So that's saying is, for each of these alloy smelters, put 1 energetic alloy and 1 ender pearl in. So if we request 64 of them, which I think is going to first request 64 of the other ones. So let's have a look. So yeah, we've got no energetic in there. So if we select vibrant, stored craftable, let's ask for 64 of them. So you see, to craft this, we first need to craft 64 of them. So to craft this, take 64 of them, 64 of them. But first, we need to craft 64 of them. So it should do all this first, and then do them. So if we click on start, then what we should have in here is all 64 of these should light up. Don't always do it straight away, because it depends where it is in the check between triggers. So let's put some of them in. So what we've got in here then? Nothing in there yet. Nothing in there yet. So what I believe it's doing is, I believe it's crafting all of the energetic first. So we've got none of them in there. We've got 8 of them in there up to now. So I think the way it does it, it keeps it all in order for us, so that it does it, it puts the right things in the strongbox at the right time. We could possibly have all one strongbox, but if things come in, like if the request comes in for dark steel balls, I don't want it confusing stuff. So I'm maybe overkilling it there with 7 strongboxes. But as you've seen, we've crafted 2 separate things. We've crafted 64 of them to make 64 of them. And once this is all finished, it's still a bit slow, mostly because we haven't got these in all of these yet. Is why it's slow, isn't it? We'll go quicker with these in. And I don't know why I probably put in the ones that are still doing stuff. I should put in the ones that are still doing stuff. And it didn't seem then to actually do all 64 things, did it? So it's made it a little bit slow. Oh yeah, I think sometimes it depends where it is in the trigger cycle, if you know what I mean. That trigger there, when it checks, I think it depends where it is. And it's working through stuff, depends on, I don't know, I might be talking balls there. But what we should have in here now, if we look for vibrant, is 64. So it's giving us exactly what we asked for. So I think it works. I'm not going to add the rest yet. I'm going to leave that for a while. Let it do some dark steel, make sure I don't get tripped up on dark steel, make sure I get stuck with nothing left in these. But I think that is giving us full parallel processing of the alloys. And it's pretty quick as well. Well, it will be when I've got all these in. Well, yeah. So all I've done to get them out is normal transfer pipes on the back, 1 retrieval node over here with 64 speed upgrade, and 1 ME interface for that to put the bits into, which doesn't have to be that square type. I'll probably change that, move it up there at some point, and I'll colour that so it's all green, so it all matches and nice. So there we go. We've sorted that. So I'm going to wrap up the episode there. And I'll have a think about what I want to do with that room over there, them office buildings, with if I want to do the ME chest or not. And I'll keep an eye on this, make sure it works. And if I find any troubles with it, or if you can spot any issues with it, please let me know in the comments, and I shall let you know next time if it works. So thank you as always for watching, and I hope I see you soon. Cheers, bye.